Alright guys, today we're going to look at Project 5. So Project 5 is a unique project. It's literally like a little socket wrench. However, it is offset. So if you were to draw a perfect center line right here between the 70, it is not equal from the center here to the center here, and from center here to the center here. You can see our distance up here is 129. So it is just a little bit offset because these two diameters are bigger. So what we need to do is go ahead and start our drawing by setting our grid. And actually, I'm going to go ahead, and this is looks like in metric. So I'm going to go ahead and change my units up. I'm going to change it to millimeters. Decimal's good. Hit OK. And then I'm going to go ahead and make sure my layers, I have an object layer, a construction line layer, and dimension layer, perfect. I'm going to go ahead and start with my construction line layer. And so I can see I'm going to go ahead and draw a center line here and here just to get this started. So I'm going to find a spot. I'm going to go ahead and do my grid at say 10 and my snap at 5. Again, that's just based on numbers I'm seeing right here. Nothing's bigger than 100, so if I do 10, that means I get 10 grids. Pretty simple concept as far as that goes. I'm going to go ahead and start my line. I'm going to go up, and that's probably a little too big. There we go. And then I'm going to repeat that line from its center point over. Zoom in there. Alright, so I have two center lines, and now I can go ahead and start working on this middle piece. So I can see the total distance from here to here is 20, from here to here is 10. That means if I take a line, and I'm going to use my construction line here, and just offset a distance of 5, go that way. And then one more time that way. Same thing there. Same thing there. And I can go ahead and take all those. I can mirror them to the other side. There we go. So now I have those 4 lines going. And so now what I need to do is just create my distances. So I have 35 each way. Then I have 39.5 should get me 79, and then I have to go 129 to the center here to the center here, which is a little bit trickier to do. Okay, so first thing, if I look at this, I'm going to go 70 each direction, or 35, sorry. So I'm going to find that center point, turn my snap off for just a second, and I'm going to go 35 this direction. Go up, and I'm going to do the same thing. This time I'm going to go 39.5, and then I'm going to go up, and I'm going to take these two, I'm going to mirror them across that, good, and I'm going to take these 4 and mirror it. And I can really grab any point right here. Good. So now I got 2 perfect lines right there. Alright. So now that I have my points, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of one of those lines because I don't need both of them. Okay, now that I have my points, I can go ahead and start drawing in some of this. I can also try to get the center of my circles right here. That's a little bit trickier to do. I can see that the 79 is to the center, or to the outside part of this, and I know that this is 40, which means this has to be 20 more than my 39.5. So if I simply add, or actually if I simply offset 20 from this line here, going that way, that should give me the center point of that circle. And then if I look at the same thing over here, this one's 60, so that means that should be 30 from the center point of that one. So again, if I offset, I go 30. I'm going to go same thing over here. That should be the center point of that circle. Okay, now that I have those, let's go ahead and draw in those circles. So I got a circle with a diameter of 60, and I got another with a radius of 20 on this side. So I'm going to use my diameter first. I'm right here. And I said a diameter of 60. There we go. And you can see it matches up perfectly to the edge of that, which is exactly what we want. My other one had a radius of 20, which means the diameter is 40. There we go. And on this side over here, I have a diameter of 40 and a radius of 15, which means I have a diameter of 30. So 40. I'm going to repeat that command. D for diameter and 30. There we go, we got our circles here. So, I know both these circles need to be on our 0 layer or our object layer. Okay, so we have that part. We also know that this line here, this line here, this line here, this line here should also be object. We also have this line here, this line here, this line here, this line here are going to be object. So I'm starting to get a sense of what this thing's going to look like. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put the radiuses on this. So it has a diameter of 10, which is all the way across. So if I go ahead, and that's from the end point right here. So that means my radius needs to come in an extra 5 millimeters. So I'm going to go ahead and offset 5. I'm going to go that way, that way. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and draw my circle. Again, diameter. And I should go a diameter of 10. There we go. Same thing. Diameter of 10. I'm going to go ahead and make both those object. And now I can go ahead and trim out part of this. So I'm going to go to my trim command, and I'm going to trim out here, here, there, there, here, 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 here. Now you can see that centerpiece right there. Okay, so what we're left with is we need to create this little piece in here. So to do that, we need to first trim out these two parts of this circle here, which is a little tricky, but you can do it with your trim command. Now that I have that, I can actually fillet those two pieces. So it shows a radius of 20. So I'm going to use my fillet command, hit radius, radius of 20, and I simply select this line and then this line. There we go. I'm going to repeat that 4 times. So I'm going this line to this line. Oh, it deleted part of my circle here, so I got to redraw that circle back in. This does happen from time to time. So I can take this and wrap it around, or I can simply draw in another circle. I'm going to draw another circle right here. So that was a diameter of 40. Add back in this. And this does happen just because of the way the trim works. Sometimes it will cut off a little bit more than you want. That's okay. Just kill part of it back. There we go. You can see we're back to normal. Now we're going to do that fillet again. There to there. And then again one more time. Here to here. Alright. So we're looking pretty good on this. So the next thing we got to do is go ahead and get rid of these lines. Okay, we can look at what construction lines do we need. None of them, actually. So we can go ahead and delete those construction lines out. The only one I'm going to leave is the center point for this circle here. That. Whoop, I want to leave that last one. Alright, so now that we have that, we're simply going to put what's called an inscribed, or sorry, this is a circumscribed shape. This is an inscribed shape. So this shape has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides, and it is circumscribed around this circle. So for this circle right here, this will end up being a construction line for that circle, that particular one. And we're going to take that and we're going to say shape, polygon, number of sides, we're going to tell it 6. Center is going to be right here. It's going to be circumscribed, and we're just going to snap to the bottom of the circle there. This shape is going to end up being our 0 layer, and that's how you get our shape right there. It ends up being perfect. So we need to do the same thing on the other side. The other side, though, is a 5-sided shape. You can see this is inscribed inside that circle. So I'm going to take that, same thing. I'm going to go shape, number of sides, I'm going to go 5, center point, inscribed. I'm just going to snap again on the top of that. There we go. And I do need to reverse these. This is going to be my object. And then this is going to be my center line, or construction line. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of these 2 pieces. And the last thing I got to do is I do need to connect this arc here. So I'm going to redraw both of these 2 circles. So I can go ahead and actually delete this one and delete this one. And what I'm going to do is just draw both those back in one more time. I can grab the center point there. I know the diameter again. Diameter is 60. There we go. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Diameter was 40. There we go. And now I just need to create both those as 0 layers. And now I have my shape. Last thing to do is just put on all your dimensions, and you are good to go on this drawing. Good luck, guys.